How Jeffrey Epstein got so rich. The dirty truth behind $600 million mystery at the time of his death in 2019. Jeffrey Epstein was a fabulously wealthy man. Between his collection of lavish mansions, 2 private Caribbean islands, and nearly $380 million in cash and investments, he was worth nearly $600 million. He also owned a mansion in Manhattan, luxury cars and private jets. But here's the question: how did he get so rich at the heart of the ongoing scandal? In this video, we will explore the unbelievable story of Jeffrey Epstein's wealth. From shady financial deals to billionaire clients and massive tax breaks, this story has it all: money, mystery, and scandal. Let's begin. The less interesting possibility is that Epstein's sex crimes were separate from his day job as a financial advisor to billionaires, to whom he offered investment, estate, and tax planning services. In a 2013 business filing, Epstein called himself an experienced and successful financier and businessman, and someone who built profitable companies. But that's just one side of the story. Many conspiracy theorists, and even some of President Donald Trump's supporters, believe a far darker truth lies beneath the surface. According to these claims, Epstein secretly recorded his wealthy and powerful guests engaging in sex crimes with trafficked minors in his mansions and on his private islands. He then used these recordings to blackmail them with his financial business serving as cover. Some of Epstein's accusers, such as Virginia Giuffre and Sarah Ransom, have publicly claimed that Epstein recorded sexual encounters between minors and his wealthy associates, suggesting that these recordings might be used as blackmail. Ransom has asserted in court filings and unsealed emails that she and others possessed or knew about sex tapes hidden in secret locations that implicated unnamed powerful men. However, the core of these allegations rests on a combination of accuser claims, investigative media reporting, and unexplained circumstantial evidence. Currently, U.S. authorities have stated that no actionable proof has been found to officially confirm that Epstein ran an organized blackmail operation using sex tapes of his high-profile associates. There's still no public proof of this theory, but the questions remain. Let's move on to what we do know, confirmed through court records and financial documents that have come to light over the years. Jeffrey Epstein had 2 billionaire clients who played a big role in helping him become rich: Les Wexner and Leon Black. Between them, they paid Epstein a whopping $370 million over the years. Let's break it down. Les Wexner, the founder of retail empire L Brands, met Epstein in the late 1980s by 1900, and Wexner trusted him so much that he gave Epstein full power of attorney, basically giving him total control of his finances. Over the next 16 years, Wexner paid Epstein over $200 million, according to estimates. Wexner also gave Epstein a massive Manhattan townhouse, which Epstein later claimed to own. And that's not all. Epstein didn't just work closely with Les Wexner, he practically lived under his shadow. He stayed in luxurious properties that were actually owned by Wexner, blurring the lines between personal and professional boundaries. Moreover, Epstein frequently flew on private jets that were registered under Wexner's companies, raising even more eyebrows about the depth of their relationship. On top of that, many of the real estate transactions Epstein was involved in had ties to Wexner's business empire, suggesting that his financial success was deeply entangled with Wexner's wealth and influence. They ended their relationship in 2007 after Epstein reportedly misused over $46 million of Wexner's money. On the other hand, Leon Black had known Epstein since the 1990s. In 2012, he officially hired Epstein to manage his estate and taxes. And here's where it gets shocking. Between 2012 and 2017, Leon Black paid Jeffrey Epstein a staggering $158 million. What's puzzling is that there has never been a clear explanation for why the payments were so massive, especially considering Epstein had no formal qualifications in finance or law. To put it in perspective, in just the year 2013 alone, Black transferred $50 million to Epstein, and it didn't stop there. Over the next 2 years, 2014 and 2015, he paid another $100 million, raising even more eyebrows. As if that wasn't enough, Black also loaned Epstein $30 million for what was described as an art deal. But here's the kicker: most of that money was never paid back. A government report later called these payments abnormal and said there was no proper contract explaining them. But billionaire clients weren't Epstein's only strategy. He also used massive tax breaks in the U.S. Virgin Islands to grow his fortune. In 1996, Epstein became a legal resident of the islands. 2 years later, he bought Little St. James Island for $8 million, later known as Pedophile Island. He created 2 companies there, Financial Trust Company and Southern Trust Company. Both were approved for a special government program offering 90% off corporate taxes, and 100% off excise and gross receipts taxes in return. He only had to hire 10 local workers and invest $100,000, which he did. Between 1999 and 2018, these tax breaks saved Epstein $300 million. He only paid $41 million in taxes during those 20 years, an average of just 4%, while others paid over 30%. Epstein didn't work with just Les Wexner and Leon Black. His client list extended far beyond those two powerful billionaires. In addition to them, he also had ties to wealthy and influential individuals. For instance, Elizabeth Johnson, the heiress to the Johnson & Johnson fortune, was reportedly among his clients. Moreover, Glenn Dubin, a billionaire hedge fund manager, also had a financial relationship with Epstein. And if that wasn't enough, there are indications that his network may have included former government officials and even high-profile celebrities. Clearly, Epstein's reach stretched deep into elite circles, further fueling questions about how he built and protected his enormous fortune. In 2004, Epstein made $127 million, his biggest year, after introducing Dubin's company, Highbridge Capital, to J.P. Morgan Chase. That deal alone brought him a $15 million fee. Epstein once claimed he only worked with people worth over $1 billion, but we may never know all their names. From 2008 to 2012, Epstein's companies reported $166 million in losses. And in 2008, he pleaded guilty to 2 prostitution-related charges, damaging his public reputation even further. But somehow, he bounced back. By the time of his death in 2019, Jeffrey Epstein's estate still held hundreds of millions in cash and investments. Over the following years, the estate went through a series of financial actions. First, it began selling off his lavish properties and private islands. Then it used the proceeds to pay over $160 million to victims of Epstein's crimes. In addition, the estate repaid several loans and settled lawsuits totaling more than $100 million. Surprisingly, in 2023, the estate received a $112 million tax refund from the IRS, a move that sparked fresh controversy. As a result, the value of Epstein's estate was pushed back up to $131 million by 2024, despite the massive payouts and settlements. But the mystery doesn't end there. A recent investigation revealed that Epstein moved $1.5 billion through accounts at 4 major banks. Senator Ron Wyden said that the U.S. Treasury has detailed records showing how Epstein moved massive sums of money between powerful people. He believes those files hold critical evidence of how Epstein funded his criminal network and who may have helped. So, how did Jeffrey Epstein get so rich? Through 2 billionaire clients, massive tax breaks, and a financial empire built in secrecy. While parts of his wealth can be tracked, much of it remains in the shadows. And one thing's for sure, the full truth may still be locked away in vaults, courtrooms, and maybe even secret tapes. If you found this video shocking or eye-opening, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon